When I started out with jazz improvisation, I had the wrong idea of what it's all about. And not understanding how jazz improvisation works really held me back in my development. Now I've spent many years and countless hours studying and understanding jazz. And in this video I want to share with you what took me a long time to figure out. So when you study jazz improvisation, you learn chords, scales, approach notes, how to connect chords, and so on. And for a long time I thought that you're supposed to use all of this to come up with great melodies in your solos. But this is actually not how it works. If you take a look at most jazz improvisations, you will find a lot of this stuff. But what is this exactly? Does it sound like a great melody? Does it really catch your ear and touch you emotionally? Not really, right? This is what we call a jazz line. And it definitely sounds good, but it's not a catchy melody. If you look at many of the greatest jazz solos, often up to 75% of the solos just consist of jazz lines. And actually, these kinds of lines in music are nothing that was invented by jazz players. You can find that much earlier already in classical music, for example in the works of Bach. And these lines work because they have great voice leading, meaning that they lead from one chord to the next in a very smooth way. And these jazz lines have great rhythm to them, meaning that the notes that pop out the most, usually the highest notes, create a nice swing feel. And what I didn't understand for a long time when I was new to jazz is to become a great improviser, you have to spend a considerable amount of time practicing these jazz lines. It's really the foundation of jazz solos. For me, instead, I always tried to come up with great melodies, like this one, for example. And these melodies, of course, also have a place in their solos. Actually, they're very, very important for a great solo. What works great and is usually done in great jazz solos is to play first jazz lines and then, once in a while, play a great melody that catches the interest of the listener. And instead of a great melody, you can also play a motive and develop it. Let me show you how a motive could sound like. You might have noticed that I started with an easily recognizable melody, which is a motive, and then I developed it by changing the rhythm and the pitches, but still keeping it quite similar to the first motive that I played. So as complex as jazz improvisation might seem, if you zoom out a little bit and look at it from a broader perspective, that's pretty much how it works. You have lines combined with melodies and motives. And lines will make up most of all those solos. And as I said in the beginning, this is what I didn't realize for a long time. But once I really started to work on my jazz lines, my playing increased a lot. You could say that my solos started to finally sound like real jazz solos. A great way to practice your eighth note lines is to take a standard, for example Autumn Leaves, and then just play consecutive eighth notes throughout the changes. And when you practice this, you should watch out for two things. First, that your lines really express the chords you're playing over, which usually means that the chord tones should land on the beats. And the second very important thing is that you try to have smooth transitions from one chord to the next. What can help with this is practicing approach notes, so notes that lead to chord tones. If you want to learn more about approach notes, make sure to check out this video next. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it to support me, and also subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.